And I built this company, and I would go to the bookkeeper, and the bookkeeper would literally speak English to me, and I would nod. I'm like, I don't know what they're saying, like at all. You know, and I'm like, that's probably not too good. I probably need to get my mind on my money on my mind, right? So I'm just a dude that knows how to paint a house and accidentally fell into tech. And
welcome back to Movified. I'm your host, Mark Hirschi, owner of Salmon's Moving and Storage, located in beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia. But you guys all know that because you listen to us every Monday and Wednesday, and you tune in. And I have the pleasure of inviting the guru himself, the LiveSwitch king, James Hatfield. Welcome to Movified for your very first time.
I know this is my first time, man. And he called me a king. I want to start as the janitor, man. Let me work my way up.
Oh, come on. Everybody should be already who should know who James is. We hosted a webinar in the spring of this year, which was fantastic. If you listened to that, if you tuned into that webinar, share your thoughts. How did we do? I feel like we should just bring a guest on, James, and we'll just like co-host this episode instead of me just like hounding you with the questions today.
I mean, we did an exit survey, and I got everybody's raw input, right? I even had them rank all the speakers, which we don't tell the speakers, we don't hurt anyone's feelings, but like you guys who listened, from what I saw, you know, I didn't ask you to say nice things. We actually told you to say nasty things, but apparently Mark, they liked it a lot.
Which is great. That's awesome. You know what? Let's just pull it up. Let's see what the rankers ranked. No, I'm joking.
I know, right? Let's start reading now.
Let's
Oh,
see what
man.
happens.
Could you imagine some of the speakers finding out where they were ranked? Humble. I found some speakers are really humble. I'm like, you don't know how high you rank at these things, right? Like I can call her out because she's awesome. But Allison Endicott, like out of Works Moving, she always like, oh, you know, like should I even come on? And then I'm like, dude, you knock it out of the park. Like you don't know how high you get ranked every time, Allison. Like I think it's because you're humble and you just give practical and tactical things that everybody can do. Like things we can actually do. Like I hear a lot of stuff sometimes. I'm like, that sounds good, but like I can't do that.
But you see, this is where I always love having guys like Brock on the show for accounting. I recently had Tracy also on for accounting, but like Travis, right? Travis Weathers from Rotate. Like I love having on the show because when me and him are talking, I want the practical information on what am I doing wrong with my website. And he lays it right out. Like it's so simplistic and goes boom, 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 boom. This is what you're doing wrong. And let's fix it. And so I love that about him. So shout out to all of those humble speakers.
Travis, it's so practical. I take his stuff and because I'm in all these different industries and I'll share stuff like even the stuff that he shared about on the website where he's like, hey, have real photos, have real videos because these like LLMs and AIs and Googles are all scraping your website. And if you have real photos and videos, you get organically ranked higher and you don't have to put more money in the Google machine. I was like, that is so smart.
It's also like so simplistic, right? It's like what a no-brainer to just kind of get this done. But you've been in like I feel like you like originated in the tech industry. You kind of
No, I didn't.
Give me like a little bit of background on Mr. Hatfield himself.
I come from blue collar, man. My dad built his own house from head to toe. My grandfather died. My grandfather's father died young, so he had to drop out of high school at 16 to get a job to feed his family. And my grandfather was like, I just want you to be a painter when you grow up. Just go paint homes. You'll always like have a job. You'll always get to eat. You'll run your own business. And so that's what I did. Like literally I graduated high school and started learning how to paint a home from head to toe. And I had multiple crews and I could do that well. Like my dad taught me well. Like I know how to rebuild engines and cars. Like my father never threw a football with me, but daggone if we didn't like fix everything in a house and then some, right? So I took that out and I was able to literally, I'd knock on doors, man. This is before computers were on desk, man. I'm dating myself. I look a lot younger than I am. Everyone always teases me, but I'm a lot older than I look. But I knock on doors.
You always look like a hard 34, 35.
Hard 34, man. I love that. And I ain't more close to that. Not even close to that. I wish I was, man, back in the day. You hit a certain age thing and the body just starts talking. But anyway, I beat the street and I built this company and I would go to the bookkeeper and the bookkeeper would literally speak English to me and I would nod. I'm like, "I don't know what they're saying, like, at all." You know, I'm like, "That's probably not too good. I probably need to get my mind on my money on my mind," right? So, I went and it's like, "I'm gonna go back to state school," when it was actually affordable, and I learned business and accounting, and I could when I was going to graduate, I met a guy, I think you had him on, Brian Hamilton. He ran landscaping companies, and he invented this thing that, like, you could take an income statement balance sheet and run it through it. It would tell you in plain language how you're doing. It's what I struggle with, he, like, literally invented. And he's like, "Can you sell it?" I was like, "I don't know, but if it gets me off a ladder, because 'cause I'm baking like a California raisin on these ladders all day, I'll do it." And then we did. We took it from nothing, Inc. 500, and we had I mean, it's a billion-dollar company now. I can't even believe it. So just I'm just a dude that knows how to paint a house and accidentally fell into tech and got these big glasses now because of it.
When you were growing with Brian in that, was it just like, did you move up in the rankings? Was he offering you any type of profit sharing? Was there like a great exit strategy when he sold that company?
Oh, he crushed it. He crushed it. I mean, we're talking about a guy also humble beginnings, Brian, same thing, right? We're just humble dudes. I When we were Inc. 500, I was running it for 3 years straight. I would basically sleep at the building. You know, I was moving the office. I'm working the weekends, and I kind of lost myself in the business. I can tell you what not to do. So I lost myself in that business, and I literally had to choose my marriage or keep going with Brian. And I literally left with nothing. I was like, I got to choose my marriage. He's like, where are you going? I'm like, I got no idea. No idea. I just got to make sure I don't lose my wife. And he's like, "You got a forever home here." And so I went off and did a few things, and he called me back. He's like, "Let's build another billion-dollar company. Let's do it again." Like, I can do it by this time I got 4 kids, so I can't lose my wife and my kids, man. He's like, "No, you won't." And so, that's where LiveSwitch has been a joy, obviously, but, like, I come from, like, getting a T-shirt of things not to do.
When you walked away, what was some of the you take some time off? Like, what was the type of reflection level on, leaving something where you were doing like, 80 to 120 hours a week? The arguments, the stress and everything else you've put on your marriage and relationship, and then you say, "Peace out." Like, "I'm out. I care about my marriage and my wife more than anything," and at that time, you probably were like, "Let's start a family and get going." Clearly, I don't have to say you had lots of extra time now on your hand because you have 4 kids. What was going through your mind? Like, what happened after you left?
Well, I'll just tell you, man, like, I'm about to be super vulnerable. So, like, I got home one evening, and so I grew up living on other people's couches in college. I just didn't have anything. You know what I mean? I was running my companies, trying to make ends meet, do all that. And so when I started making it, I was like, hey, I'm gonna let kids that are, in that teenager area, older ones, like right out of graduate high school, if they need a place. So we had a gal like at her home, and I came back and she's like, "Something's not right." I'm like, "Oh, yeah." And so I sat down and I wrote down what I think my priorities should be. I affectionately call it kind of my divine order, and then what my priorities were. And it was so didn't match. And that's when I walked into Brian the next day. I'm like, I hate to do this, man. Don't change the business. We got an awesome business here, but like I'm sideways right now. And so I just took some time and devoted it to my wife. And I'm a builder, so it's hard to keep my hands off the keyboard. So do you know this is all here you go, man. So at that time, a little website called YouTube had just launched. Again, I'm dating myself. And I was like, man, I love fantasy football and numbers. And I used to do it from writing it down on a piece of paper. And so I was like, let me just make a few videos and see what happens and tell people what to pick up, like who to pick up on their waiver wire. Well, the New York Times grabbed one of my videos and slapped it on there, and I found out, I was like, who did this?" You know? So I found she's like, "You should make a website." I was like, "I don't have one." She's like, "Do make one." So I made a website, and then the first iPad was coming out, and I was like, "Man, these draft guides, I need to be on an app, like on the iPad, it'd be so much better because 'cause I'm used to just getting a piece of paper and scratching them out." So I built one, and I ended up getting 500,000 followers with Google and started doing a podcast with Tiki Barber, who's from the New York Giants football team. And I ended up meeting all the guys in football. And my app was the number one app in the sports store and in sports on the iPad. So I kind of got that going. And then many other things, but like when I can't sit idle. Like it's not me. I mean, I struggled, right? Like I came out of work addiction. Like I felt like I had to go through recovery to protect myself from myself.
Before we ever started using a moving CRM, someone asked me, could you 10x what you're doing right now with the current systems and processes you have in place? And I said no. And so he was like, well, then you need to just pull the trigger on the software. And then I saw Smart Moving and it was game over.
Austin joined thousands of moving owners on Smart Moving in 2021. Since then, he's more than doubled his business.
And I always compare Smart Moving to Apple products. It's just so simple, so easy to use. And that's really what's allowed my team to scale and now have 2 branches. And last year we scaled Central Coast Moving over 50% growth.
If you're ready to turn your moving company into a machine that drives profit, not chaos, try Smart Moving.
Are you someone that really studies deep when you get involved into something? Because I find I'm an ideas guy. Like, I would have been the guy that's like, I don't want to do this. Let's build an app. Like, this is kind of what I want to get done. But then it comes to the implementation, it comes to building it, it comes to putting this whole thing together. Did you like, and I kind of want to hone on this part, because a lot of people, even those that are listening, are going, man, I'm like James, like I keep moving, I keep wanting to do something, I kind of make, but I end up getting to like 75 or 80% and never fulfilling or getting it to completion, because I either don't have the tools or I get distracted or get pulled away. What's some of that secret sauce that you applied for yourself to make sure, like, hey, wow, I want to build an app. I'm going to build this app, and this is how I'm going to build it, or these are the people I got to find to build it. Because back then, I mean, it's not as easy as building an app is now, where, I mean, you can almost have like AI just build it for you. There's a lot of work and a lot of coding and systems to get in place for that to go.
Oh yeah. So ideas, just a little bit of the equity, like landing the plane. Like I tell people, like I don't just talk about stuff. I land planes. Like it's gonna be something, right? Like you don't believe me, just watch. That's my hashtag, my Bruno Mars hashtag. Don't believe me, just watch. So, yeah, what I'll do is I'll validate it in the market, make sure there's a real need and pain, like enough to pay me like money, because I actually like to tie things to financial. Although I did start a church and founded a church 13 years ago, and we've got 6 of them now, and I've got staff, and I sit on the board, and I founded that. But whatever that I put my hands on, I'm gonna go and find amazing people. I know I can't do things all by myself. Now I'm gonna pitch in. I row the boat. Like you can have me. Like I tell people, like when I talked to our co-founder after we bought LiveSwitch, he's like, "Where do you want to sit?" I'm like, "Man, I can run the show or I can clean the toilets." Like I go where I'm needed. Like I'm here to make the business better. But I'm going to make myself redundant, and I'm going to find people that can work with me, right? So I'll go and find people who actually know what they're doing. If I need a coder, I'll go find a real coder. You know, if I need someone to do UX and UI, which is like how you interact with it, I'll go find that. Like in fact, in one of my companies I was with, I was building product. I got $4 million a year to build whatever I wanted in technology in the clinical space. I don't talk about this as much, but I was I worked for Fortune 500 for a period of time as an entrepreneur, and they'd give me millions of dollars to go build whatever I want. And I found this computer scientist that I wanted, and he was speaking on stage at Amazon reInvent in Vegas. It's a big nerdy event. And I knew I wanted him. I said, I'm going to sit front row of your keynote. Then I'm going to take you to lunch after you're done. I'm going to offer you a job in it because I need you on my team. And that's what I did. And I hired him. And I still talk to him to this day. And he builds tech with me. So I got to find the right people. I got to have the right technicians around me. Right. And then I go deep, like even at LiveSwitch, I was with our engineers, I was our product officer. When we invented LiveSwitch, I was our product officer. I sat with guys that would speak English to me again, and I wouldn't understand what they were saying. I'd say, you need to explain it to me like I'm 5. Like, dumb it down more, dumb down. That I get it down to those first principles to when I understand it, then I'm really dangerous. Because then I can speak language, and then we can build and operate. Right. And that's a little bit of the sauce of how I've been able to take an idea and make it reality, and then make it financially solid, and then compound it into actual something real that takes care of families.
So I know I had Brian on the show, but when it comes to, and for all those that know, Brian is, oh God, don't quote me on this now. He is the CEO of LiveSwitch. Did I have him at the COO?
No, he's
I gotta
majority.
look back at my
Yeah.
episodes.
He's
I'm
like
sorry.
me. So Brian and I are very much alike. Like we'll go anywhere in the business we need to go, but don't really. I'd rather be chief custodial officer. Like Brian, we don't want titles. Like just
Gotcha.
we'll give other people the titles, but we're all up in it. We're all up in it, right? So, but he's the majority owner of the company.
Okay. All right. But a glorified janitor. So let's
Mhm.
not put a title on him. Your involvement. So he reaches out to you and says, "Hey, I got something.
Mhm.
We're building something." Was the name already developed then?
Well, we bought a 16-year-old company. It had a different name. It was out of Vancouver, Canada.
That's right.
Uh,
Yeah.
yep. I met the co-founders. I met, the computer science I literally spent a month assessing whether or not I was jumping in to help out, you know, and to figure out what they did. And so I jumped in. I called Brian. I was like, "I'm coming in. Like, let me turn me loose," And so Brian just turns me loose, and the rest is history. I mean, you're staring at what we do every day with our stuff because I woke up at 3 in the morning and drew that out and then got our computer scientists to work and they made it real. I mean, we have some incredible computer scientists on staff and it's it's been a joy. But because of I lived on a ladder and because Brian lived in the dirt, we kind of knew like, hey, and people would always call home service folks like the knuckle draggers of technology, and I'm like, that's so wrong. Like, you're totally not right. Like, you can call us whatever you want to call us. I mean, we know how to build stuff, but your technology just sucks. Like, I just don't want to use it. Like engineers, I'm always like, you guys have soft hands. You ain't spend a day doing hard work. Like, you don't know what it is. That I want stuff that works every time, and I don't want it complicated. I don't want to have to go to university to learn your stuff. Like, you're not gonna come and paint my house, just like I'm not gonna come and code in your house, but you're building for me. I'm not building for you. So you've got to get to know me since I'm your customer. Like, know me. And so I think that's a lot of times where technology really falls on their face. They don't really know who they're serving.
One of the things that I appreciate and I love about LiveSwitch, and I kind of want to touch some points on here because there's so many options out there, right? And I know one of the big contenders that came out that I had met was Yumbo. So, shout out to Yumbo. They developed a fantastic software where you can take a camera in a room and it will, pick everything up utilizing AI, provide you with an inventory list, gives you the weight of everything that we used to do with pen and paper, and utilizes this. Uh, but the model that they pumped out with, I found was priced way too high for what they were offering, for what we needed, for the accuracy that as a moving company owner that we needed. I was like, nah, I'll pass. It just I want the more personal touch. And then the next product that came into mind was items like comehome.ai, LiveSwitch, and and I believe there's another one as well too that uses the technology. Do you know which one I'm talking about? No, not James is not liberty to mention any names. He's only allowed to say LiveSwitch on air.
No, I can no, I'll sit here and tell you,
He's.
like, I'll
I'm
tell you,
joking. I'm
I'm so
joking.
grateful for Yumbo. Like, I'm personally grateful. I mean, I've never used their stuff or touched it or even looked at their stuff because we don't look at competitors. I just think, but I know about them. So what I'll say compared to all the other industries that we're in is that Yimbo paved a way that made our message resonate more. It's harder in some of the other industries for us because there's not a Yimbo in every other industry that paved the way. So I have nothing but grateful things to say to them. Like someone would probably expect the live switch guy to come up here and bash and say all the reasons why we're better. I'm not doing that.
No, no, I would probably end this episode pretty fast if you were sitting up on here and going, no, no, only use us, only use us. I mean, this is why people listen to the show. I try and have everybody always say, I've said in the last episode, go and get 3 demos, test it out, right? At least have like, what is going to work for you. I want everybody to understand, and James can probably expand on this. When I uh signed up for LiveSwitch, it wasn't to have LiveSwitch as a tool that goes, great, let's inventory everything. And it's exactly like Yembo. They're completely separate entities. What I loved about LiveSwitch, and this is not to, toot their horn too much. I'll give you a little bit, just a little, and just enough, um, is the simplicity of the program. If I want my customer to do a video survey, instead of having my staff use FaceTime or, Google Meets or, complicated situations for a customer that goes, ooh, what do I have to download? I can send them a link as simple as that, as a snap of a finger, and they can do their own video and submit it in. So it allows my customers to do the video or to fill out a form if they want, or they'll just do a video and click, oh, I'll do the live estimate, and we get notified through an email that says, or like through a form that says, hey, great, here's the video, here's all the information. I can add notes, I can do the walkthrough, I can contact the customer. It builds a project for them. And what I like is the simplicity of that. It was, I think we chatted about it the other day. I was in someone's home randomly picking something up for Facebook Marketplace. The house was for sale. I said, oh, like, would you like us to do a quick walkthrough? She's moving from Vancouver to Toronto. And I legit just opened up my LiveSwitch app, videotaped it, walked it through, spoke to her about certain items that she wanted so that we had this recorded. Everything was documented. I legit saved it, sent it over to one of my moving consultants, said, hey, can you take a look at this? I've given you all the details and information in the video. And she had the estimate out to her that evening within like an hour, hour and a half. And I like these kind of tools because it's simple. It's why I use Apple. I like simplicity. I don't want to have things overcomplicated. I basically helped sell your service there, James, for LiveSwitch. So hopefully I didn't ramble too much on that. And I would like you to elaborate on the options that people have with LiveSwitch. I really, guys and gals that are listening, I don't want to make this into a massive LiveSwitch episode. James, go listen to James on all the other podcasts that he's on where they're just picking his brain about LiveSwitch. I just want to give some distinctive tools on here, and then we're going to flip the switch and talk about something
Sounds
else.
great. Yeah, we're not here to be an infomercial. I mean, I think the things that anyone can take from this, as a business owner, or if you're in the industry, simple sells, right? And we obsess over the simple. Like, I love one button things. I want to start my car. Now I just touch the button. I used to turn the key, right? The Nextel walkie-talkie, I love that thing. Whatever happened to that thing? Like, I loved it. My CB radio, prior to that, I loved my CB radio, right? The phone was such a beautiful invention because it would ring and you would want, it's kind of an annoying ring. And so it almost triggers you to pick it up. Like that learning to use a telephone is beautiful, right? Like that kind of technology that is a one click, like when I turn the mower on, boom, the edger, boom, when I have my paint sprayer, it's just a good tool and it does the job. And so I obsess over that kind of stuff and how you can apply it to your business. Are you simple to do business with? Are you simple to do you make things simple? Like, we don't allow people in our organization to use acronyms. You know why? It makes me feel dumb. I don't remember that stuff. I'm not good at that. And if you use that, oh, you sound so smart, but like you actually make the other person feel kind of dumb, but you don't realize it, but you sound smart. So like taking your customer through the process. Here's what we're going to do here. Explain it to them like they're 5. They actually will trust you that you know what you're talking about and they can understand it. Like Mark helped me understand what it means to move my family from Vancouver to Toronto, what they're going to do with my stuff. Man, was he so easy. Man, that bid came the same day. Man, we signed up and they were there and they did what they said they were going to do. Like, this is not, the beauty is the simplicity, right? The beauty is the simplicity. Yes, we move stuff from A to B and we all do it all different and we sell all different and we all think but man, when you can simplify your selling process, your operational process, your follow-up process, your getting paid process, your business will fly.
Oh, that was the end of the sentence? I thought you were I was like so tuned in to listening to you, James. I was like, go. Like, preach,
That's it,
buddy.
man.
Like,
You put me on a pedestal, man. I'm going to tell you. I just examine your business and ask if things are hard to do. Look at all your processes. Read a book called Making Money is Killing Your Business. Please read this or get it on Audible. Read this. It'll change your life. It's all about getting freedom for you, documenting your processes. Yes, you'll want to take a nap when you read it. But if you do these things and you start to take your process and simplify your process and have your people own the process and dig deep towards the simplification process, you're going to be repeatable. I mean, this is how we've grown companies at some of the fastest rates in the country with this type. And it doesn't have to be tech. I mean, if you hired me on your team, Mark, I would be doing this on your team. I would want to free you as an owner. I'd be like, Mark, we're gonna make you redundant so you can go on vacation.
Which is exactly what it is. I actually had someone message me this morning to say, can you give me your top 3 key things that you look for when trying to acquire business. And so I shared that with him, and then he responded back. He goes, "Yeah, me and my wife have made a plan. We're planning to move out of the country in the next 2 years, and I want to execute my company effectively." I love this, James. Your ears are perking because we're both smiling at each other because there's lots of stuff to talk about in the months ahead. But it's funny enough that he messaged me and he says, "I just want to make sure that my business is set up well so that I have a good exit strategy and I can get the most out of my business." Now, of course, I joked with him and said, my response is, I said, no, you just keep doing exactly what you're doing so I can pick up your company for next to nothing in the 2 or 3 years, as a joke. But I did share with him some ideas and tips and want to help him make sure that his exit strategy is worthwhile. So he can go on and start his new venture, because that happens all the time. I don't want to pivot that conversation, but it's about the systems and processes. It's about having things laid out. If you do it more than twice, write it down and have it. Now, it's interesting because in last week's episode, the conversation was, hey, it's the moving industry, right? Things happen, a lot of one-offs. Do I really need an SOP every single time something happens? Like, I sit down with my staff, and one of the best answers is that no, you don't, but make sure they're learning how, at least, give me, two reasons, right? Like, give me something back. Like, how are you going to fix this problem? How can we avoid this problem the next time? And can we make sure this is being implemented? Because a lot of times it is one-offs. I think if it becomes repetitive, you definitely need to document it, have some type of resource tool, because like James knows, when you get to these big companies, or as your company is growing, people change positions. People are growing also within the organization. And now you've hired someone new that runs into that same problem again. You better have some sort of backup, or you're wasting your time reteaching something that should have just been documented.
We need to make it full circle, right? Because documentation comes in a lot of formats, right? And I was talking to one of the most premier AI guys in software this week, and we were having this conversation around process and then what you can do with it. So I'm going to go from basic to advanced expert skill when it comes to documentation, okay? Basic is what we need to do is just basically get yourself a Google Sheet and write out every process in one big, fat, long document. Write it all out. And as Mark said, even the one-offs. And I'll put in a little plug here and take a video of everything and put links to those videos so people can watch. Because some of us suck at reading. I'm a visual guy. Like, if I can watch you do it, if I can watch, like, we all go to YouTube. Some breaks, I go to YouTube. I'm not reading the 3-page article. I'm like, I'm a visual guy. But some of your people are visual. Some of people are readers. And when you have something you do need to write it down. Okay? So don't hear me wrong. You need to also have some visual. Then for my advanced people, or more expert level, once you have this full document, you're actually able to attach it to an AI. And now you can have an interface with your AI to access and ask around your huge monster process document. And it'll pull it out, pick it out. People can, and then you can update your big Google document and your AI can actually reference that document. This is what's coming next. Data. This is what the AI expert and I talked about. Data will be the new code. Data will be the thing that is the moat. All right. And so your moving company, the more you can just take this data, and now we're talking about process. Also, we're talking about photos and videos and all this thing. Data is your new moat. Data is going to be the most valuable thing, because when everyone says AI right now, it's the buzzword. Mark it down. And a year or two from now, probably 2, you say AI, it'll be like telling people you have electricity at your house. Like, oh, great. I have running water, electricity, and AI. I have the internet. AI will just be that. And it'll be so smart. It's going to be data, and then how you use that data to impact your business. Okay. This is going to be what's going to be the next level of advancing your business into where we're going. So you better grab that data right now, because it gives you a lead against everybody else. And of course, like Mark said, it makes the value of your business skyrocket.
Are you a mover looking to make an impact? Discover Moving Letters AI and join the ML Plus Club today. Elevate your customer engagement with the personal touch of handwritten letters.
If you want to take your company to that next level, it's the only way to subscribe. If you're doing anything but Moving Letters AI, you need to get on it. So it's going to take your business to that next level. You're going to see an increase in that revenue. Let's go.
I highly recommend using this company. They're amazing to work with. They even send you an email on how much work they're producing for you.
Don't miss out. Join the revolution and start making moves that matter.
Put a golden damn ticket in there with Moving Letters AI.
Being found on the second page of Google is literally like having a billboard in the middle of the desert. Your mama ain't gonna see it. No one's gonna see it. You're on the second page of Google, no one's gonna call, no one's gonna book. Here is the deal. If your business is not ranking on the top of Google, that means your competitors are going to be stealing your customers every single day. So at Rotate Digital, we don't play any guessing games. We use data-driven SEO strategies to make sure Google finds you first, so that these Google searches turn into your customers, not your competitors' customers. How do we do it? We do it through AI-driven keyword optimization, exclusive blog networks, backlinking strategies, and honestly, the secret stuff, the proprietary lead attribution software. So what do you get as a result? You get not only good marketing, but now you get clarity into what is bringing you more revenue. So if that's something you want to do, you want to make sure your leads find you and not your competition, go ahead and go to rotatedigital.com, schedule a call, and we'll help you take your business to the top of Google.
What is the data when it comes to people using the video versions, like recording, doing walkthroughs, providing video, as opposed to just the online estimate? Like, have you guys been collecting this data? Is there a strong conversion rate? Like, what has been more beneficial that you found with the companies that you worked with?
Okay, that's a big question. So first, when it comes to I want you to understand what video means, right? It's not just video, which is huge. It's also audio, and audio can be transcripted into a language, which can be fed into AI, okay? Or into other languages, all kind of action items. In a video, there's different streams of data, okay? And the next layer is to actually have AI review what the photos and videos are. And it's going to blow your mind. I've already seen it. I've already said too much, but like, it's going to blow your mind what's coming in the future. And you'll be able to have all of this.
For LiveSwitch?
Si, senor.
Okay, good. Come on, I want some gold here. Let's not that we haven't, but I want to hear this type of gold, because in my head it's funny. I'm like, do I talk to James offline? Because I got a great idea. Like, why are they not taking the video and the audio and transcribing this and then making like proper inventories and doing it, and like, anyways. So it sounds like you guys are already on it.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, this is the industry is not this. The tech industry is on it. The more videos you can get, you can have them transcribed and put them into AI, and you're literally going to be creating your SOP book from all of your recorded work. You see what I'm saying? Because that can all be fed and how you do it. And then for a lot of folks, you can actually put it up against standards. Like for electricians, they have a code, and you'll be able to take it and line up what you're saying and what you're bidding and what you're talking about and what your video is showing against code. Okay, so I got on with another AI expert yesterday. I mean, this stuff's gonna blow y'all's mind. I mean, I'm James from the future. Like, okay, there's other things where your guys will be able to have an app open on your phone, and it'll listen to the entire interaction, and then it'll score your guys based on Myers-Briggs.
Really?
Yeah, go to a website called C as in cereal, X as in xylophone, C as in cereal.ai. Their CEO and I are good buddies because she's an AI nerd too.
So
Amanda August.
CXC.
If you look up a gal named Amanda August from Grasshopper Group, she's blowing all y'all away. I've seen all industries. She wiped the floor with the moving industry. And I say that in the most loving way. Look through what she's doing. She's killing it. We're talking about an HVAC owner who started an AI company. And it's killer. Killer. All right. So this is the kind of stuff, this is where we're going. Like, and most, like, the forward thinkers, you need to be spending a little time understanding AI for now. We'll understand electricity until it's not a differentiator anymore. It won't be. But you're going to have to hustle to get things documented. You're going to want to do that on the back of audio, video, and data and writing. That's what I'm trying to tell y'all.
Other than tools like ChatGPT, which everybody knows about because it kind of came out in the forerunner, is there any other tools that you could recommend for those that are listening to go, oh, let me go check this out, or like ways that they can learn and understand
Yes.
AI a bit better?
You can learn AI from talking to AI, man.
Well, yeah, I understand that, but is there, or maybe like a couple prompts, or is there some kind of tools or something?
Obviously, ChatGPT. I recommend looking at Gemini, looking at Grok, looking at just the platforms that are out there, Perplexities and things like that. Then going towards the things that have repurposed it to make it practical and tactical, like the CXC.ai I'm talking about. Go to Hirebus. The guy Brandon Vaughn. Oh my goodness, he is a AI. I mean, him and I he's incredible. And this guy also owns home service companies, right? But it's what's interesting to me is the way that AI is being driven by thought leading Main Street businesses. It's not just the AI for like Salesforce and the AI agentics that are coming out and the AI agents. It's that when you take someone who is running a home service business who starts to understand AI and can connect the dots, they can actually make some of the most practical, tactical things. Like I always envision it as Iron Man in the iron suit, right? Like you still need the person, but I want the Iron Man suit to make me more of that, right? I want Jarvis right beside me, right? And so it's not to replace AI. Well, I've seen robots now that are lifting up stuff in the Amazon warehouses, right? So maybe some of your team in the future, you'll have some of those Optimus bots moving stuff, all right? Which is a little scary, but it's good. So I don't want to go too far in the future. You're gonna have to rein me in because I'm a bit of a futurist, Mark. But those are some of the things I would look at to just kind of take a couple steps down the pathway where you can start to learn that. But a lot of it is baked into LLMs and agentic AI. Like I love just talk to Gemini. I was showing my wife the other day, like put it into voice mode and just start talking to it. And she literally started doing it and she started using the stuff and it helped her. She's learned how to like groom our dog.
If you're considering Snowball, just do it.
Snowball creates done-for-you referral programs for moving companies so you can turn happy customers into new revenue without lifting a finger. And the results speak for themselves.
In less than a year, we've collected over 2,000 referrals.
We generated over $200,000 of revenue that cost about $5,000 to do it.
I believe we had 4 or 5 the very first day.
The companies winning with Snowball are the ones that already care about their customers. We just help turn that into new business through human outreach and customer nurturing.
Snowball is part of the arsenal of tools that I recommend to my clients because it works.
What's up, guys? It's Austin Yarrow with the Moving Army. If you're listening to this podcast, I'm sure you're crushing it, you're growing your business, and you don't need any help. Majority of you probably don't. But the thing is that information alone isn't enough. If you're looking for someone to hold you accountable, work with you, and collaborate with others in our industry with teams that are killing it, crushing it, you need to join the Moving Army. This is my invitation to you. You can text my personal cell, 805-441-6118. I'll see you soon and wait for your call. Join the Moving Army today.
I do that with Grok all the time. I will have conversations all the time. And anybody that plays with Grok, try and not allow your kids to sit in the car when you go on the unhinged version, unless you're okay with the banter that goes on. My son thinks it's the funniest thing in the world, and I usually give him like 30 seconds of it. But it's a fun tool. James is like, earplugs, earmuffs. Oh yeah, for sure. But it's fun. But you know what? I mean, that's where you have that virtual assistant. I mean, we talk about VAs a lot on here and everything else, but there's so many times where I'm in the car and I'm heading to a meeting that I will turn on the voice activist, whether it's on Gemini or on Grok, and have conversations where I'm like, hey, this is what's going on. Give me, certain tools or certain verses or what I should be responding back to. Actually, the funny thing is, James, is I would, because we're both, come from a religious background, there would be times where I would be asked, oh, can you teach the kids something, or I'm going to do a story or anything else. And I used to spend hours like just putting together certain, Sunday school kind of teaching things. And then when, AI came out, I would have, this is what I want to discuss about. Make sure we talk about this XYZ. Can you include a game? Can you do this? Can you make sure that everything is done within 30 minutes? And boom, there's a whole guideline. I mean, the productivity behind utilizing AI is huge. That's like when people first started using ChatGPT and going, "Did you know you can write a story and create it for your child and have a bedtime story?" I mean, Edward, now I feel like I'm aging myself by 2 years when that first was being approached to me of something that was an option in the world of AI. And now I think about, oh my God, it's just endless of how much stuff I use it for.
It's incredible. I do need you guys to think, though, what's beyond AI. Okay. Again, it's going to be like electricity. The thing that you're going to wish you did, which instead of like, was like buying Apple like 20 years ago stock, the thing you're going to wish you did right now is document every dang thing you can do. Right. So when Mark got into that bid and he recorded the entire walk around, in the future, he'll be able to take that video and feed it into AI, right? And train it on how he does stuff, like replicate himself in that. And you'll wish you'll have documented stuff. Like we don't, in the moment, we just think about, like Mark was just saying, like, hey, I'm just going to send this to my bidder so he can bid it and I can do it the same night, which is already awesome in itself, right? But now he'll be able to feed it in the future to his AI and instantly stand there and say, here's your bid.
So a couple other great tools that I try and utilize LiveSwitch for, and I'm going to share 2 of them with you, and then I kind of will wrap it up because I know I didn't want to talk about LiveSwitch. And just for everybody listening, hey, listen, all right, guys and gals, like we haven't just talked about LiveSwitch this entire time. We've had some golden nuggets here, and hopefully James has really given you some thought-provoking ideas and ways to start thinking, especially for how we will need to think in the future. And, we talk about this a lot where, for video content, we got to make the reels, we got to videotape ourselves and discuss this stuff. But what we're not doing enough is actually that video documentation. We're doing like Loom and, we're recording, certain processes, but what I'm getting from James is do more and just record it. You think you're going to discuss something new, you're going to have a meeting in the office or everything else. Don't make it seem to them like it's Big Brother. You're recording it to create that process and to be able to put that into technology. Yes? No? Kind of?
Yes.
Am I on the ball?
100. You're all over
Okay.
it. Data is the new code. I'm telling you, data is liquid gold. You have to have the data. Data feeds the AI. That's what I need you to look at it. Like it'll be under the hood, your electricity of AI, but you have to take your data and put it into it. And you need to have that repository and you need to get on that as fast as you can. Like you're going to help your future self. That's what I'm trying to say. Like the more you can amass all these different pieces, whether it's written, photos, videos, everything, that is worth its weight in gold for you as you pile it up. Get as much as you can.
2 scenarios or 2 things that we really like LiveSwitch for, and I want you to expand or at least assist me in some of the options so that people don't think this is just for video survey. One of the great tools that we use it for is we actually built like a QR code and have it set up for our drivers so that if there's a damage, if there's any issues, or for pre-walkthroughs, that they actually can scan it. It gets them to the video and they can do a video recording and or snap photos of certain items so that when claims happen, I mean, how many times, and I've mentioned this on the show before, where they're trying to send it, over to a group message. Maybe you use Slack, maybe you use, Connect Team, and which is all great. They're all fine, but, sometimes it's just not in the cloud, especially if you're trying to direct it to multiple people or to one certain office. At least it's already on the cloud. It's already on a computer. It's accessible than it being just on your phone. We found it to be fantastic. It's a great tool that everybody uses, but it's something other than getting that estimate. It's another tool. We also try and utilize that if we're trying to do projects. So, there's sites and apps like Company Cam. That's a great one. But LiveSwitch also can kind of put together projects as well too for the interior designers that we work with. right? You got all these shipments coming in. You can snap some pictures. You can do a video of that storage vault if the customer is looking to see what it looks like if it's uncrated in your warehouse and create it back again. You have these options where that you can then include them or set them up so that they're included and add their notes. You can add your notes for these certain one-offs or projects that are going on. James, can you elaborate on this or say, yes, Mark, this is great. I'm happy you're doing this, or you're doing it all wrong. But what else are some of the options for LiveSwitch? And and then any kind of new special, if there's any, like, if there's anything that people should know about that's coming up in the future, other than what you're kind of elaborated on, but some of the other tools that are out there.
Yep. Let's start with first about the on-site documentation, right? Getting a QR code for your team to scan and use is critical, and not just your team, your customers. You can say, if there's ever any issue while during the move, please scan that and take a video of it so we have it on record. So you want to arm your customers as well. It'll make them feel very empowered, as well as your team. And then get your team to think about, hey, after we're done with this move, snap that QR code after you deliver everything, and that's when you get the customer testimonial, right? Take a video. Oh man, Mark and his team just crushed it today. They're smooth. They made sure everything was taken care of. And you're documenting that as well, because you'll be able to use that to have authentic, real customer videos is killer. But it also is covering your backside or training your team. Like, oh boy, we're getting ready to wrap a marble, end table here. And we haven't done one before. Well, guys, someone scan a QR code and let's wrap that, because we might need to show this off for training later. Or if somebody questions if we did it the right way, we have our NFL instant replay to cover our backside. Or if you actually drop that thing downstairs, you're going to need to send that to claims, and for them to see a video beforehand as well is huge. So it wraps all the way.
Can I ask a question that maybe some people are asking? For us, we do a one-off QR code, right? That people would just like scan. Should we be creating a profile for almost every customer, and that QR code gets placed on a work order? Can do we add this to like one of the photos options? Let's say we're using smart moving. Like, is there a way that does LiveSwitch work with smart moving so that for each customer that can create a new project? Like, what is there symmetry behind that? And I'm asking because I have no idea personally.
It's okay.
So
It's okay. So we are under the hood of smart moving. You can access the live calls, the recorded calls. When it comes to QR codes, a little bit different. A lot of our guys just like to have a universal QR code, and then you can create what you want people to fill in a form before they hit record, right? Like, tell me your name, tell me your email, tell me your phone, tell me your address, hit record, right? Because then you can go in when that video hits your inbox. There's a drop down to put it in a project. So if this is the Movified project, I just literally put it in the Movified project and boom, it's all right there, right? So it can be coming from a customer, coming from staff, from anybody, a subcontractor, and you can literally just put it in. We want to make it as easy as possible for our team and our customers to get that video in there. And then when I've got someone doing the office work, right, we want to just have quick click and tell it where to go. Okay, and then there is some talking with smart moving for sure, but it's not a 1000% integration where everything happens under smart moving. You're going to need to use some of the LiveSwitch stuff. We do try to design for one screen like smart moving, but that's still a work in progress.
Nice, very cool.
And then what's coming? We actually just this week added laser guidance. I don't know if you've played with that yet, Mark, but when you're on a live call, you can hit the little toolbox in the live call and draw on a laser on the screen and guide your customer around.
I saw this. I saw the updated. Yeah. I haven't tested it out yet.
It's really cool. Really cool. Just put the laser on there. We're working on, obviously, inventory list, AI inventory list. We have this, like, if you go into the product and it says what's new, inventory list, GPS locations in there, instant translations. So if English is a second language for your customer's crew or vice versa, that's in there. Coming in there. And then, of course, we're going to have some AI outputs of every conversation with action items and things. And then checklists and proposals, all kind of stuff coming out, all will be included because you have all this beautiful data that we've been talking about. We're going to now take that data and use it and abuse it in all the right ways for you guys and for your customers, for your team.
Hi, I'm Mark Hirschi with Salmon's Moving and Storage.
Today, I want to talk about Tighten Up training. Why? Because this is Netflix grade quality training. It's not those old videos and VHSs that you got hiding in your office somewhere. It's online, it's easy to use, they're short videos, but they get to the point. My new employees, these guys run through these training programs, there's tests at the end, and they're coming out going, oh, I'm ready to rock. So if you haven't checked out Tighten Up training yet, get a demo done. Get on board. Guess what else is there? Online portals for my sales staff. Can you believe it? These guys can learn how to overcome objections and book more leads today. So what are you waiting for? Go check out Tighten Up training today.
James, this has been great. It's for all those that are listening or watching. I asked James. I said, "Listen, I'm not someone that makes a lot of questions. I try and go and keep it as raw as possible with a little bit of an outline on here. If you have anything that you want to discuss, shoot it over to me." And I think he provided me with 12 questions. I think we talked about 2. And it's funny because before we started, he says, "Listen, you don't even have to ask me any of these questions." But what I do want to share with everybody about this is that we could have sat here and talked for the last 45 minutes all about LiveSwitch, but that's not what it's all about. And I really wanted people to understand who James is, because we see you on the screen, we probably see you on podcasts, you get hit with so many questions about technology and LiveSwitch and what's coming in the future. But I really appreciate you sharing and opening yourself up to some of the hardships and some of the growth that amazing growth that you've had over the years. But there was some risks in there as well too. So I'm so excited to see what's happening in the future. I'm excited to be a part of wherever I can, and just appreciate you, James. Thank you so much for joining us today on Movified. Stay Movified, and always please like and subscribe and share share the episodes. If this worked really well for you and you want to share this with others, like, tell them, hey, you got to listen to this episode. It's so good. This is how we thrive. This is how Movified kind of stays at the bar, is by everybody liking it and sharing it, because the more people that view it, the more this gets out. And we just want to make sure that those moving companies that maybe are struggling or need help have the tools. And one of the tools is check this episode out, or go back and look at some of the earlier ones that we have on here, especially if you're looking at how to learn about operations, org charts, websites. Is your website up to standard? Go look back at the earlier months where we analyze some of the websites and see if there's any tools in there to learn. It's all there, guys. So make sure you check it out. And until next time, like I said, stay Movified. James, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you.